Good morning.
Good morning, Professor.
Morning.
How are you guys? Good to see you today. I hope that you have had a great break. And yeah, welcome to the class to those of you who are starting today as well. We're starting today with a new class that is called Analyze Consumer Behavior. All right, so it's very, very simple. We need to analyze the consumer, but in particular, we need to analyze how they behave. That's it. And it's one of the most important skills for a marketing manager, for a marketing coordinator. It's critical. I mean, is the starting point to the relationship. Is the starting point to the relationship between the consumer and the company. All right. So I'm going to ask Andrea, what is the name of this unit, of this class?
Analyze consumer behavior.
Well done. So we have three words: analyze, consumer, behavior. All right. So let's start learning, because the idea of this class is to learn fast. As you can see from this program, this is going fast and it's short, but it's efficient. So first thing we learn today, what is the difference? Listen up. What is the difference between customer and consumer? What is the difference between customer and consumer, guys? Who can tell me?
I am not sure, but I think that consumer is the person that, like any kind of person that goes to your business and consumes something, and a customer is the relation, like the long-term relationship, like that he's like more loyal to your business.
All right, the first part, 100% correct. The first part. So your definition of consumer, 100%. Perfect. The second part, sorry. But that's fine. That's how we learn, isn't it? So yes, consumer, 100%, Andrea, is the individual that is going to your business online, brick and mortar, It's the individual that is going to your business as is consuming. Consuming means that nobody else can consume it at that moment. That is very important to understand. For instance, if someone goes to your shop, let's imagine that you have a restaurant, and that individual goes to your shop and is eating the food that you're selling, that is a consumer, is consuming the food. Another example, if you guys, for example, you guys are consuming the content of this program. All right. Now, imagine that your mother or your father or your partner is paying, giving the money, paying for this program. Imagine, I don't know, and I don't care. But imagine that Andrea's father is paying, or Andrea's mother is paying for this program. Andrea's mom is the customer, but Andrea is the consumer. Is that clear? So what is the difference? The difference is the consumer is using what you sell. The customer is paying what you sell. So here we are not analyzing the person that is paying. In this class, we are not analyzing the person that is paying. We are analyzing the person that is consuming. Another example, which is the typical example, but helps. You are a kid, you go to a restaurant, you eat the food, you consume the food. Who is paying for your food? Your family, because you are a kid. Who is the customer? The family. Or you are in a relationship, you are in a date, and you go to Disneyland. And I don't know, you know, your friends, because they love you so much, they gave you the tickets to go to Disneyland. Or your family, because they want to celebrate that you guys have been together for 5 years. So the person, the couple that is going to Disneyland, they are the consumers. The customers are those ones that organize the payment, found the packages, you know, organize all the logistics, pay for the tickets and everything else. Right. So that is the first thing, guys, that we have learned today. Now, what you need to do, and this is serious, you need to record it. You need to press a button inside your brain that says record. Or that says, I will never forget this. That is what I did. That is what I did when I was learning marketing at university. I love it. You know, for me, it was a great career. I love it. That's what I teach it. And my teachers, you know, the good ones, when they were telling me important things, I was recording them. And my mindset was, this is important, I will never forget it. You cannot forget this. Because if you go to an interview, this is one of the tricky questions the interviewers ask marketing people to define if they know marketing or if they don't know marketing. I'm going to tell you what happens with marketing, guys. There are professional marketers, people that knows marketers, and there are people that say, you know, I can do marketing. Because I know how to use Facebook. I can do this. I am not a marketer person. I am something else, but I can do a little bit of marketing. Yes, that is not what a company wants. A company wants someone that likes, understands, develops, creates, changes marketing. One of the first questions is, could you please tell us what are you going to do for our customers in this company? All right. So I'm going to ask this question to you because this is the most common question today. I want you guys to understand, I developed the content of this program in consultation with industry leaders. 2 years developing this marketing program. 2 years. All right. So this question goes well with this particular moment. Imagine that you are in an interview and I am the interviewer. I am the human resources manager or your potential boss. What would you do for our customers if you work in this company? What is the answer? What is the difference between a customer and a consumer? What is the difference? Tell me again, what is the difference? Quickly.
The customer is the people who pay for the service, and the consumer is the people who consume the service.
100%. So what is the key word? What is the key word for the customer? What is the key word?
It's the money or
money.
the people spend.
Yes, money, yes. So I'm going to ask the question again. Now that you know the key word. What would you do if you work here in this company for our customers?
Offer a service or offer a product that he can spend money enough, I think, for us.
Offer, no, be careful. Offering a system so he or she can pay easily for this product. It's about the money, but it's not about how we get the money in terms of what products we sell. That is beyond the customer. I'm going to explain that later. But what we need to do in marketing, if we want to help our customer, is very, very simple. Customer, not consumer, customer. We need to create a facility, a system for the customer to be able to pay what we sell in one click, hopefully. And that's why, guys, you need to learn about e-commerce. E-commerce is critical, e-commerce. Yesterday, I was in a business meeting in the city. And I was asked, Santi, what is a business for you? And I told this person, a business for me, for Santi, is a website. And people can go to that website to pay in the website for the products and services that we sell. If I don't have that facility, for me, it's not a business. You need to think about it. If you can go to a website and you can pay for that book, for that product, for that course, for that class, for that shirt, for that microphone, for that whiteboard, if you can pay online, then you can do pick and collect, or you can get it, you know, in your house. Doesn't matter. That is logistics. But if you can pay online, that is what a business needs to be today. Imagine that you want to buy a ticket to go to South America, and you go to the airline and you call them, sorry, or you send them a message and they tell you, hey, yes, you need to come to our office in the city to pay for the ticket. No. They will tell you, yes, go to this link and pay. So I just want you guys to understand that at top level, we have the customer as the person that is driving cash flow to our company. But below the customer, we have the individual that is actually consuming what we sell. happens that a consumer could be at the same time a customer, isn't it? If that is the case, all right, then we have someone that has the financial freedom, the financial power to make choices. You understand what I mean? When you have the money, you make choice. What is the choice? I want to go to Hungry Jack's. Or no, I want to go to McDonald's. Or you may say, no, that is crap food. I will just go to the supermarket and I'm going to buy some things and I'm going to prepare that myself. You have the choice. If you don't have the financial power, you cannot make the choice. You need to ask someone, hey, who can invite me to eat because I don't have money today? Oh, yes, I'm going to McDonald's. Let's go. You cannot say, no, not to McDonald's. You know, I don't eat that food. I want to eat healthy. You take me to the supermarket. You cannot say that. You understand the choice component of it. It's extremely important to understand that the customer, the one with the money, can make choices. That's why it's first level for us business people. But the other one below, which is the person that is consuming the content, that is consuming the food, second level, is the purpose of our class today. We need to learn how they think. We need to learn how they think. We need to anticipate what they want. We need to anticipate what they want. You got it? We need to learn what they think. Because that will give us instructions, that will give us information for us to design a better offering. First of all, we need to learn how they think. And then we need to anticipate what they want. When we anticipate what they want, we will have ready that product, that service in our inventory, in our stock, ready to be sold. But if we don't anticipate, we're out of business. Imagine that it's September and you have a farm, and in that farm you sell pine trees, and it's September and you have a farm and you sell pine trees. When do you anticipate that your customers will pay for those pine trees?
In November or
100%. November. That is the month. That is the month. That's it. It's not August. It's not January. So you need to have the pine trees ready in November. You know, all fully grow. If you can manage that system in your farm, you will make a lot of money, because the demand for pine trees in Australia is crazy. It's crazy. You cannot imagine this, how crazy it is. I'm not talking about the city. I'm talking about suburbs and Australia in general. I live an hour and a half away from the city. I live in regional Victoria. People here where I live, they don't buy the Christmas tree in a shopping center, a plastic one. No, they go to a farm and they buy a pine tree. And every single house in Australia, seriously, they do this. So the business is huge, huge. It's a seasonal business. You need to anticipate. In November, I will have a flock of cars coming to my farm to buy the trees. Right? So that is understanding anticipation. All right, cool. So now we know that we need to be very, very predictive. Guys, have you heard that people in business will tell you, you cannot be reactive. And that is important. You need to remember this. If you haven't been told, you need to remember this. In business, you cannot be reactive. They will tell you, you need to be proactive. But I am telling you, being proactive is not enough. You need to be predictive. That is when you win your competitors. That's when you beat your competitors. All right? Being predictive. You visualize what is going to happen. That's what I do. I'm going to tell you something personal, right? But this is the point. We are in a relationship. You and me, we are in a relationship. It's a business relationship, though. I'm going to tell you something that happened to me yesterday. I am invited every 3 months to a business meeting of top marketing people in Victoria, right? That's how it is. Only a few people get invited to this meeting. We go to a restaurant, all right? And we talk about marketing and our businesses. That's it, all right? There is one guy that is called Mitchell Mackey, which is one of the top marketing leaders in this country. Everybody thinks that he's a genius in marketing because he is. He's really, really good, Mitchell. Amazing. He's so good. And he got this idea of he selecting people and inviting people to this restaurant. We choose a different restaurant every. Anyway, yesterday we were talking about all of this. It is important that we understand the dynamics of what is going on today in the marketing industry. If we do this, we will have a business that makes money. If we do this, we're going to have stakeholders that are happy with you. If we do this, we are going to have an industry that is growing. And you will have many other benefits because you're paying taxes, because you're making money, government will grow, the company will grow, and so on. In terms of taxes, example. All right, cool. Now, we have understood the difference between customers and consumers. We have understood that we need to anticipate what they want, that we need to have ready what they want. All right. So now, we need to understand what are the sources of information. I'm going to use the chart, guys. I tell you what are the components of this class. Now that we understand what is the concept of the class, what is the first point? We need to understand how to evaluate consumer behavior. And one of the best ways to evaluate consumer behavior is having constant information from them. Constant information. So now we need to decide what are the best sources of information so we can get to know our consumers. So my question to you now that you are learning this fast is, what is the best source of information today, 2022, for you to get to know your consumers?
Social media?
100%. You see how simple this is. However, when I learned this unit back in 1999, 1998, my teacher was telling me the source of information is market research. So companies were going with, with a survey in the street. Hey, can you tell me how much money are you going to pay for this, $20 or $50? And people were like, oh, I don't have time. All right, bye. And then the next person, hey, thank you. How much will you pay for this, $20 or $50? I will pay $20. That's not something that I really want. So I'm going to pay $20. Okay, thank you, $20. And 1,000 times doing that. And they get a report and they tell to the company, we need to price this $30 maximum. All right. That is, or that was the source of information in the old days. Now you don't need that. I mean, you can do it if you have the money to do it, because market research is very, very expensive. Very, very expensive. I'm telling you, the cheapest market research you can do in Melbourne is $3,000. So imagine that you have a new business. Are you going to spend $3,000 trying to find out what is that your customer wants? No. You are not going to do that. You use those $3,000 to develop a website, isn't it? You use $3,000 when you start a new business to go to the street with 20 people to ask questions. That's crazy. But before internet times, it was required. It was the only way. All right. Or people were doing calls, calling people from the directory of telephone numbers of a country. Hey, hello, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm calling you because I represent a company that is doing a market research. Do you mind to give us 10 minutes of your time for us to ask you 5 questions? That people that was calling, they were paid. And sometimes the people that were answering the questions, they were paid too, because sometimes they were like, if you answer this question, we're going to send $20 to your bank account, something like that. Expensive exercise. So Andrea, well done. What is the source of information today is social media. And that is why if I have someone that tells me here, oh, Santi, but I don't like TikTok. Ah, Santi, but I don't like TikTok. I will be disappointed. Because it's not about you liking or disliking TikTok. It's not about you, individual, you liking YouTube or not. It's not about you liking Instagram or you don't like Instagram. That's not what I'm talking about. It's about you using TikTok for the benefit of your business. It's about you using Instagram for the benefit of your business. It's about you using YouTube for the benefit of your business. It's about you using LinkedIn for the benefit of your business. I don't care if you like it or not. And you are very irresponsible if that is what you, if that is your process to define if you will be using social media or not for a business. That is very irresponsible. If you are employed as a marketing coordinator, guys, please understand this. You are doing a certificate 4 in marketing. What is expected is that once you finish this certificate, you go to the workplace, to seek.com. You know seek.com.au, guys? It is expected that you go to seek.com.au and you apply minimum for a marketing coordinator position. Minimum. And a marketing coordinator position in Australia is making $50,000 to $70,000. It's good payment. It's good payment. All right. So you cannot go to this company that is paying you $50,000, $70,000 per year, and you cannot go and say, oh, you know what? I'm not going to use TikTok here in this business because I don't like it. Oh, that is irresponsible. If I were your boss, I would be telling you, sorry, you don't have what is required for this role. Aileen, go ahead.
Yes. Santi, do you think all the business can use or must use social media, or for example, TikTok or Instagram, even if it's not necessary? I don't know.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going, but it's a good question. And thank you for asking. And I invite everyone to interrupt me like this. I love it. That is what makes the class dynamic. Thank you. All right, this is where I'm going to answer that question. So now you know that from teacher's perspective, Santi, it's not about you liking TikTok. It's not about you liking Instagram. That's not the point. It's about how can we use this in our business. Now, why we need to use it, which is Aileen question, is, listen up, please. If you don't use it, your consumers will not understand why you don't want to talk to them. I'm going to write it so you don't forget it. Read it, because this is gold. This is what you need to learn. If you don't use social media, your consumers will not understand why your business, your brand, your company, why you don't want to talk to them. Which means, Aileen, that every business, all of them, they need social media, all of them, because this is how we talk. This is how we tell them things. But more importantly, listen up, more importantly, that is how they, the consumers, that's how they talk to us. And we want them to talk to us constantly. So we improve our product and service offering. Guys, this is personal to me. When I have a business that does not reply to social media messages, I worry about the capability of that business to establish a relationship with me. The business doesn't have a voice, and a business without a voice is a dangerous business. You don't know, you can't trust. It's not good. So it's not about if we like TikTok. It's not about if we like LinkedIn. It's about, this is how we talk to our consumers. Now, don't get confused. I am not telling you for a second that you need to use TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Slack, all at the same time. No, that's not what I'm telling you now. No. What I'm telling you is, you need to find out what is that social media that your consumers use the most, isn't it? And that is the one that you need to kill. Everything else, all the other channels are secondary. If you have a team, if you have time, go and use another one then. Companies that have a lot of people in the marketing teams, you know, big companies, they have a lot of money, they have a huge marketing department, they have a social media manager, or now they call it a community manager. That is the role today. So you get someone that is getting paid $80,000, $90,000 to be a community manager. What is a community manager? It's someone in the company that is managing all the social media channels. But that is very special because you need to pay someone to do just that. Usually that's not the case. Usually you have one marketing person that is doing a bit of social media, a bit of website, a bit of e-commerce, a bit of copywriting, a bit of content production, a bit of marketing planning. So that person cannot do YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, Insta. You understand what I mean? So don't get it wrong. I'm not telling you that you need to use all of it. I am telling you that you need to use at least one of it. That's different. That is different. The other ones you need to protect, though, which means that you need to get them. You need to own them. You need to get them with your brand name. So if your business is Fabian Rodriguez, you need to have Fabian Rodriguez in Instagram. if somebody took it before you, it's not ideal, but very likely it happened. So you need to name it Fabian Rodriguez 1. It's not ideal. You would prefer it to be Fabian Rodriguez, isn't it? But, so if you work for a company, you need to make sure, imagine that the company is called Mao Okamoto. So we have a design brand that is selling luxurious items in the internet, and the brand is Mao Okamoto. You need to protect Mao Okamoto in YouTube. So the channel has to be called Mao Okamoto. Do you need to use YouTube? No, you need to protect it so nobody else uses it. You need to protect Mao Okamoto in LinkedIn, so nobody else uses LinkedIn/Mao Okamoto, and so on in Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and everything else that comes new. Because that is your responsibility as a marketing person. You need to protect that brand across the entire landscape of social media. It doesn't mean that you need to use all of them. At least one, Aileen. If you don't use any social media at all, why you don't want to talk to your customers? Why? And then you will tell me, my company is doing, you know, a rocket that is so good, so precise, that if we launch it from here, it will hit the window of a plane exactly where we want. Ooh, that is scary. I don't want to know about that. All right, fair enough. Don't have social media. You don't want to tell people that you're doing that. You understand what I mean? It's an exemption to the rule because it's something that is dark. By the way, now that we are in war times, because we are in difficult times right now, you know that. We shouldn't use the technology to create, you know, like anything that is related to the military industry at that level. We shouldn't use artificial intelligence for that purpose. We shouldn't use the advances that we have in machine learning for that purpose. Anyway, what I want you to understand is that 99.9% of businesses, they don't have how to say no to using social media. All right. All right. So what is the source of information? Social media. Now we know this. I cannot keep going with the class without telling you first. In this class, you need to have a YouTube channel. If you don't have a YouTube channel, you are missing 60% of the marketing landscape. I'm going to tell you something, guys. In the last 2 years, YouTube was the social media that was more used for people to find information about businesses. It wasn't Google, it wasn't Facebook, it was YouTube. Why? Because of COVID, because people were in their houses, you know, just relaxing in the television, looking YouTube in their screens and enjoying and researching and looking at the car they want, the house they want, where they want to live, everything. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, and then you go and find, or you go apply for a business opportunity to do YouTube, you will not make it. You understand what I mean? Let me show you. No, I am meaning it. Let me show you what happened to me 3 days ago. I got this email from a company in Singapore. And they told me, oh, Santi, you know, we saw your YouTube channel. And we like it. Can you do something like that for us? We are going to pay you $450 per hour. Guys, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I know it's a lot of money, yeah. But and shit, man, but it's because anybody can do it. It's and I say, yeah, right, no worries, you know, like great. And the only reason I got that gig is because they saw my YouTube channel. But if I didn't have the YouTube channel, this business opportunity would not happen to me. So what I'm trying to tell you is, if you go to seek.com.au, you are going to find a lot of job offers that are asking you to know how to upload videos to YouTube, to know how to edit videos so you can upload them to YouTube, to add subtitles to YouTube, to add music, and all of it. And if you haven't done it before, that company will not give you the job. But if you go and say, look, yes, I have done it. You know, I have a YouTube channel and I have done my videos about my life experiences, about traveling, about business, about who cares? About cooking, who cares? But you have done it. And the company will go, thank you. Next question. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm telling you, if you really want to learn marketing, it's not about just going and you know, doing the classes. No, that's good. But it's about doing what you need to do as well, which is developing yourself as a marketing person. All right. So let me just show you something. I'm going to share my screen for us to finish this. All right. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So this was the offering. Faculty Director Introduction. This was basically what they sent me for me to tell me what they want me to do. They want me to develop 10 modules. Everything has to be video, you know, 20 minutes videos. All right, this is what they asked me to develop in this resolution, which is 100 easy. This is the ratio, landscape. I need to have subtitles. All right. These are the dates, you know, so I already presented this yesterday. All right. And this is the payment. Look, it's real. 4 hours. That's crazy. 450 per hour. Oh my goodness. All right. And yesterday they asked me, all right, send me one of the pilots for this company. All right. And this is what I did. Check it out. Let me get the sound.
And Santi, how many hours did you spend doing this in a work? I mean, 1, 2, 3.
1 hour. Doing this particular one, no, because this is the intro video. I did the other one, but for every video, I need to do a introductory video of 1 minute. All right?
Yes.
So doing this one, I spent about 1 hour doing this one. All right? But for the other videos, I spent about 4 hours. All right?
Wow.
So let me just show you this one.
Hi, my name is Monica. I'm your virtual teaching assistant for this program. Hi, my name is Monica. I'm your virtual teaching assistant for this program. Thank you for learning with Chartered Institute. Your faculty director is Santi Vela. In this unit, Santi will cover the skills and knowledge required to develop strategies for YouTube videos to grow viral. At the end of this 1 hour module, you're expected to design strategies for a range of purposes, such as YouTube marketing, YouTube training, and YouTube community engagement. The aim is to optimize your channel for the algorithm to better match viewers to your videos. We have designed this module to suit the needs of any YouTube marketing manager. However, you must also optimize the strategy in a way that suits your own particular business needs. In this module, you will first learn how to prepare and optimize your YouTube strategy. Then our faculty director will help you to gain enough confidence so you present the plan to your team and key stakeholders. And finally, you will learn how to review YouTube analytics for audit and reporting purposes. We hope the next 1-hour module gives you the skills and knowledge required to design a suitable strategy to make your videos go viral on YouTube. Thanks for watching.
Right. So that is the video that I sent as a pilot, so they can see that I can do this. And then they say me, all right, cool. Now send us some examples of the work that you have done in YouTube. So this is the person, you know, from Singapore that I told you, Nisha. We start talking all of it in LinkedIn, you know. We talk a lot about what we can do, and then we get to the point that they say, all right, send me some examples of the work that you can do. I say, all right, this is one of the videos. Like a project needs a budget. Always. There is no way to escape this. Are you all right, so this is me using the whiteboard and so on. Now, if I go to my channel here, I have the videos there, all right? And that's what I got that gig. I'm not telling you that you need to get to this point, you know, that is different. I have been doing this for years, but you need to have something in YouTube. My son, this is my son. He's 10 years old. This is my son, 10 years old. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 14, 15 videos. All right? He does everything. Uploads, creates, adds the audio of, you know, all the videos. The music, the edition, the thumbnails. All right. So a 10-year-old is doing it because obviously he's my son and I told him how important it is to do it and because he liked it too. All right. So get serious with this, because if you don't do this in your free time, then you know, once you finish in 6-7 months the program, you are not going to have everything that you need to apply for that 50-70%, $50,000-$70,000 per year work. I'm going to send this link to you guys. For you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. That is appreciated. Why is important to me? Because one day I want to monetize YouTube. You understand what I mean? I want to make money out of it. And if you don't have that goal of monetizing, why not? Why not? It's hard to understand, isn't it? Because then we go and say, oh, but everything is so expensive. Life is so difficult. You know, like everything is so hard for me because have you done YouTube? Have you tried to make money with YouTube? Oh, no, I haven't. Well, it's easy. 1,000 views, $200 per month is not bad. You know, 1,000 views, $200, not bad. And if you have 5 videos, and each one of those videos is giving you $200 per month, now you have $1,000 per month. That's amazing. I mean, that's pretty good. I want that. And I think I can achieve this, not now, but in 4 or 5 years, I reckon I will get to that point. So get that as part of what you may want to do. You may want to go to YouTube and create a YouTube channel. Now, remember, at least you need to create it to protect your name, Fabian Rodriguez, Saki Naoka, Sonia Walls. You need to protect it at least. If you don't want to use it, all right. But you don't want another person that is called Sonia. Sorry, Sonia, how do you pronounce your name?
Yes.
All right, bye. All right, got it. So you don't want Sonia Valls to be took by somebody else. So you need to protect that minimum and then use it. You know, everybody has an iPhone, isn't it? Or something similar. There is no excuse. There is no excuse whatsoever to develop content. All right. So now we know that we get to know our consumers using social media channels. How do? You search for them in the social media channels. If you have, all right, and let's go to the next part. Some people have something that is called B2C businesses, B2C. Other people have businesses that are called B2B. And other people have businesses that are called B2G. Have a look at the chat. What is B2C?
Business to consumer.
What is B2B?
Business to business.
What is B2G?
Business to government.
Yay! Awesome. Where the money is. I mean, sorry, who likes money here? I mean, I need to talk about Santi, but you talk a lot about money, man. It's because this is a business class. Business is the container. Marketing is inside that container. You know, so we are doing this not because we want it or because we like it. No, that's no. We are doing this because we need to make money, or we need to help our company to make money. That's it. So seriously, you know, we need to open our window for money to come to us. So that's why I need to ask you, you know, where the money is. Is the money in B2C? Is the money in B2B? Is the money in B2G? Where is it? What is the, if you really want to cash out good money, what kind of business would you do? B2C, B2B, B2G?
B2C?
B2C is the less one, is the one that will give you more issues and less money. And I'm going to tell you why. Because people, customers, they buy one item of the millions that you have in your inventory. All right, so it's good. You still have money coming to your business, but only if one person goes to your shop, goes to your e-commerce. One person, that's called business to customer. So for you to make money in B2C, you need to have thousands of customers. And to be honest, it's very difficult to have thousands of customers. You know, like I'm going to in Australia, in Melbourne, everybody thinks, oh, my business is a restaurant. That's what I want to do. It's the best is the best business ever. It's the worst. It's the worst. Now, if you are a millionaire, you have plenty of money, of course, go and do it. Because it's going to take 2 years minimum for that restaurant to pick up. Unless you have an amazing idea that is coming from Taiwan and everyone is expecting this bubble, you know, juice in the street. That's different. Yeah? But imagine that you are from Peru and you say, I want to develop a Peruvian restaurant in Melbourne. All right, go and do it. It's going to take you 2 years. And you need to pay minimum $150,000, $160,000 just in rent. Just in rent. And the kitchen is $50,000 and the staff is $3,000 per month. And then you say, oh my goodness, I need to pay $15,000 per month. Every month, regardless if I sell or not. It's a risky business. I'm going to tell you a story about this. I have been working in education for 20 years. And I was working in a school that didn't appreciate teachers. You know, there are some schools here in Melbourne that are so doggy, so bad, really bad schools. And they only want money. It's horrible, you know, and they don't care about the students and they don't care about the teachers. They are horrible. And I was working in this business, in this school in the city. And one of my students, he said to me in the class, oh, my business is going to be a restaurant. And I say to this person, how much money do you have in your bank account right now? And she went, oh, I have probably $450, $500. I told her, forget about the business idea of you opening a restaurant. I am trying to help you. And she was, oh, you know, why you destroy my dreams? Why you are destroying my perspective about businesses? That is not fair. I'm going to complain. And she complained. She went to the school principal and she said, you know, my teacher is destroying my entrepreneurial spirit. He doesn't want me to develop a restaurant. And I was fired. This student started the restaurant. 3 months later, she was publishing in Facebook that she was broke. 3 months later, I tried to help her. Being a business teacher is tough because you need to be honest with your students. So I'm telling you, if you want to do a restaurant, do it. But you have $1 million in your bank account, and if you lost 200, 300,000, it's not a big deal. But if you are just starting from scratch, go and do something that is, or that requires less investment, all right? All right, so business to customers, you need to have people coming to your restaurant for you to make money. You need to have people coming to your shop if you're selling clothes for people to buy and you make money. You know, it's so dependent on people, but we were educated in the wrong way. It's not your fault. 80% of people would answer the question B2C. And I'm going to tell you why, because we were told the wrong history. We were told the wrong way. Why? Because, to be honest, Mike, and I'm going to be honest with you, governments and companies and people that is in power, they don't want normal people to grow. They want you to be at the bottom, so you keep being an employee, you keep being a customer, not a business person, and so on. So that's why we have been told, oh, go and do a restaurant, go and do a shop that sells clothes, go and do a business that is just selling little things. No, that's not how it is. Business to business, which is what I do. Business to business is what I do. So this is my business. School of Digital, isn't it? And I sell this program to you. Are you guys paying to me? No. You are not paying to me 1 cent. Lonsdale is my customer. They are paying for this program to me. So instead of me selling this program to 1,000 people for me to make a little bit of money, I sell this program to another business that has the structure, the team, the experience, the sales marketing manager to sell this properly. Business to business. My client is Lonsdale. How many clients I need in order to run this business? 3 clients. And that's what I have. I have 3 different schools that partner with me. 3 instead of 100 or 1,000 students. Business to business is fantastic. I don't do business to customers. All right. Now, business to government, that is the one that makes the money the most, but it's so difficult to have all the paperwork, to have all the permits. You know, writing a tender, I don't know if you guys know what a tender is. Oh, it's not like that. A tender is a document that you need to fill in order to apply for a government contract. All right. And if you have been in front of a tender, you know that is daunting. It's a huge document that you need to fill out. But if you make it, that contract straight away, $150,000, straight away, just like this. Because it's government, because they have the money, it's part of the budget they have. So one day, I want to be selling these programs, not to launch them. One day, I'm not ready yet, but one day I want to sell these programs to the Victorian government. And then I will be making more money. And I need the money so I can make choices. I can go to holidays, I can send my kids to schools that I want, and so on and so on. I told you about it. It's about choices. All right, good. So now we know that if we are in B2C, what is the best channel for us to get to know our customers? What is the best social media channel? In B2B.
LinkedIn.
YouTube or LinkedIn, no?
No. YouTube, yes, but not LinkedIn. This is business to customers, business to normal people. You use Facebook. You use Instagram.
No, but you said B2B.
I say B2B. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. B2B, YouTube, LinkedIn, 100%.
Okay.
100%. B2C, yes, yeah, you are right. I was wrong. B2C, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All right. B2G has to be LinkedIn. There is no other option. You are not going to find a person that is doing contracts for a council posting opportunities in Facebook. That will not happen. But it will happen in LinkedIn. So here is my second part of today's class. You need to make sure that you develop, you tune your LinkedIn profile. If you don't do this, nothing that we do in this marketing class will help you. Nothing. Nothing. Like, you will be the same person kind of thing. You need to trust me on this. Because this is the reality of the business environment today. It's not about you having a CV in a backpack, going to places, offering CVs to people. That's not what you do. Guys, you are students. You may be working right now as a cleaner. That's okay. You may be working in a restaurant as a waiter. That's okay. You may be washing cars. That is okay. You may be, you know, I don't know, doing something like that. And that's okay. But it's okay for a short period of time. 1 year, 2 years, all right? But if you keep doing it in perpetuity, then you become a cleaner. If you keep doing it in perpetuity, then you become a bartender. And if that's the case, you shouldn't be doing marketing programs, because marketing is for business people. If you keep doing marketing for a while, you become a business person. And what is a business person? Is someone that gets a good job in the business environment or develops a small business in Australia. And that's what I want. That's what I want. Because I'm going to tell you something, guys. It makes me sad to see a lot of young people just so trapped in the system. So trapped. Like they don't see alternatives, and the alternatives are everywhere. I'm going to tell you something, guys. I see money everywhere, and I am like, why people don't pick it up? There are problems everywhere. You can go and solve those problems tomorrow if you want. You know, it's so easy. You know, like I am in one point in my career. I moved to Australia in 2006. All right, 2006, long time ago. All right, 2006. I came to a city in Australia that is called Brisbane to do a master in education in a uni that is called Griffith University. All right, that was 2006. 2008, I was in a small city that is called Adelaide. Adelaide, 2008, I founded my first marketing agency in this country. 7 years with the marketing agency, I sold it to a Chinese investor. All right. And then I worked in China for 2 years because a Chinese university, they called me and I went like, yes, but I have kids, I have family. Don't worry, came with your kids, came with your family. All right, cool. 2 years living in China, in a beautiful city that is called Ningbo. And then I moved back to Australia because my wife was like, I'm so tired of China. We need to get back to Australia, even though we love it. For us, it was fantastic. But we returned. And then I worked for a large corporation for 7 years. Huge multinational business. And then I got tired of it after 7 years. I don't know. Anyway, it was a good payment. But I escaped from that. And then I start this business, School of Digital. And now I do consultancy as well under my website. I'm going to send you my website as well for those of you who want to have it. It's there in the chat, my website. That's my personal website. That's not my business website. That is the personal website. My business website. Is there for you as well. All right, so we need to start thinking about how to think as business people, understanding that if we run a small business, then we are going to have the freedom to make choices because people who have a business usually makes more money than someone that is working for the business. All right, so that is what I want you guys to get to this point. All right, now that we got the information from our customers, then we need to analyze how interested they are in our products. And for us to do this, we need to develop something that is called the marketing funnel. I'm going to write it in the chat. Right? So what have we learned so far? What have we learned so far? We have learned, all right, what is the difference between customer and consumer? We have learned as well that for us to make this happen, we need to visualize, we need to predict what is that the customer wants. So we have ready our product offering. That is something that we have learned. Another thing that we have learned that we have social media as the most important information source for us to get to know our customers. We have learned that. What else we have learned? That we don't need to use all social media channels. We need to use at least one, but we need to protect the others. We have learned that. We also have learned that for us to pick up what is the right social media channel, we need to find out if we are B2C, business to customers, B2B, business to business, B2G, business to government. And that is where we are at right now. The next part of the class is, all right, now that you know how to get information from your customer, now we need to find out how interested they are in our products and services. And for us to do that, we use something that is called the marketing funnel. The marketing funnel is something that we're going to learn after the break. See you in 10 minutes.
Professor, I think we cannot hear you.
Thank you. Imagine that that you're in a class and nobody tells you that. That will not be good. Send you the links in the chat of my websites because I sent that before only to one person. Also, it is important that you understand the following. The system that we have for this program was disrupted, is all down. We need to build it back. So I want to repeat this. The system to run this program, the units, the structure, we had an issue with the system and it was disrupted, and you don't even need to use it now because we have people working on it. It's going to be ready by next week. We tried for 3 weeks to fix it, we couldn't. Big problem. So don't worry about the assessments. I talked to everybody involved and I told them, look, we cannot ask students for assessments at this stage. We're going to solve that situation using a different approach. We may do presentations, observations. We are going to find a solution to this. But the system is down. All right. So don't worry about it. It's our problem. It is going to affect you. We understand that, but we are going to organize a solution so you don't get affected much. That's it. But I understand that it will affect you. But my commitment is don't worry about the assessments. You and me, like for example, Andrea, you have been participating today. Have you noticed that? That participation, because it's being recorded, it could be used as an assessment, as an observation of your skills and knowledge. So we can find ways to fix the assessments that we have missed. So I just don't want to talk more about it because this is something that Lonsdale is organizing now. We will have the system back next week. All right, so meanwhile, I'm going to send you the content of the unit by the chat. So please go to that link and open the link in the chat. Obviously, it's not the structure that we want, but it's going to give you a really good indication of what is this unit all about. So if you open that document, I'm going to share the screen. If you want to, access to it using my screen, it's fine. So this is the name of our unit, which is Analyze Consumer Behavior. That unit, Analyze Consumer Behavior, is used in the following qualifications in Australia: Certificate Foreign Marketing and Communications, all right, and also the Diploma of Fashion Design. We use this unit for the Diploma of Fashion Design and for the Certificate Foreign Marketing and Communications. All right, so that is important. Now, what is the application? How do you apply the knowledge of this unit? The unit describes the skills and knowledge. Skills is you being able to use tools in order to execute changes, tasks. And knowledge is how you can transfer that skill set to someone else. So you are going to have the skills and the knowledge to analyze consumer behavior. Now we know what is consumer, now we know what is behavior. Why? To examine factors that impact on decisions. Factors that impact on decisions to purchase, to buy money, products and services. So that's why we have a focus on a business approach to this. They conduct a thorough analysis of consumer attitudes and behaviors and make recommendations to the marketing manager, for example, on marketing strategies to increase consumption of the product or service being marketed. So people buy more of what we offer, but only if they actually need it. That's something that we're going to talk more later about it. The business is not to sell in quantity just for the sake of it. People need it, all right, then we sell it. That's what we need to think. Now, what are the unique elements of competency? The first one is evaluate the drivers of consumer behavior. What are the sources of information? We have talked about it. How to identify consumer attributes for us to understand how they behave in a market. We have been talking a little bit about it, how to identify and compare products against other products. All right. Now, what we need to focus now is how can we evaluate how interested a customer and a consumer, in this particular case, because this is consumer behavior, is in our product. We need to evaluate how interested that individual is. So we need to analyze first responses from previous marketing communications, all right? And that's what we're going to talk now. All right, in Australia, when you send an email to your customers, 25% of customers open the email. 25% of, I am using the wrong word, sorry. I know I did it, sorry. Customers open the email. People that is paying for your services, people that is subscribing in the database because you bought. 25%, all right? In Japan, about 5 to 10% of people open the email from a business. In USA, about 60% of people open the email from a business. All right? So that is just for you to see how this changes depending on the market. In Australia, 25%. In Japan, 5%. In USA, 60%. Why the change? Why is so different USA to Japan? Or why is so different USA to Australia? Because still 25 to 60. Who has an idea why this is so different?
Because maybe they consume more, like every time they want to consume more and more.
That's correct. They have a culture around consumption. And they want to consume more and more, and they want to save money so they can buy more and more. So the reason why in USA 60% of people open the email from a company, from a business, is because they don't want to miss out the sale, the promotion, the 40% off. You understand? They don't want to miss it out. They go like, oh my goodness, I receive an email from Nike. I'm going to open it because likely there is a very good promotion there. And they open the email and they say, in the next 24 hours, if you go to our e-commerce, you are going to have 60% discount. And you know what people do in USA? They go to the Adidas website, even though they don't need more shoes, or the Nike website, even though they don't need more shoes, but it's 60% off, and they go like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to miss out. And they buy. So yes, Ayelen, you are correct. But also because the marketing people in USA, they are so open to really offer good offers. In Australia, it's 25%. And you know why? Because the marketers here are so scared of offering a crazy, real good promotion. If you receive something here in Australia, usually it's 10% off, sometimes 15% off. All right? That is the majority of businesses. Obviously, there is one business that offers 50% or so on. All right? But majority of businesses, when they offer something to the customers, is 15–10% off. So people is used to it, and they receive an email from a company and they go like, all right, I'm going to open it, but 10% now. That's not all right. The next email they don't open, because the culture here in terms of marketing is not that aggressive. In Japan, it's not even used. In Japan, that is not how you establish the relationship with a business. It's not a short-term gain. It's not a short-term relationship. In Japan, the relationships between people and between people and businesses are long-lasting relationships. That is what matters, not the short gain. In Japan, it's not about, all right, I'm going to become millionaire tomorrow. No, that's not how they do. They create a progression in their lives, their careers, their families, what they do for the community, what they do for the industries. And then at the end of the journey, they become rich, fair enough. And then they have the respect from society because they earn it. Whereas in the Western culture, all right, you're a millionaire tomorrow, and that's okay. It's okay, probably it's not that okay. How you got it, how you did that. So the relationship in Japan with a business is based on trust, is based on a relationship with the founder of the business or the salesperson of the business. Loyalty exists. So a 20% promotion, a 10% promotion, even a 40-50 is not going to make the Japanese customer to be like, oh, this is great now. Saki, you're from Japan, I believe, because of your last name.
Yes, I am.
Is this correct, that the long relationships in Japan are important in businesses as well?
I think it has been changing these days, but most of the things you say is correct.
Appreciate it. So we need to understand that these variations happens in the market. Yeah, probably things are changing as I speak, because the markets are so dynamic now. But what we want to do is, if we really want to find out what is the interest of our customers in our products, we need to find out how often they open our communications. Now, what is the most normal communication that we do? Email, isn't it? Who doesn't use email here? Everybody uses email. So imagine that you have a database of 100 consumers. Sorry about the misspelling there. You have a database of 100 consumers. And you send an email to these 100 people. All right. So what is the delivery rate of this email campaign? What is if you send 100 emails to your 100 consumers, customers, what is the delivery rate? You have a database of 100 emails, and you send 100 emails. What is the delivery rate? How many emails did you deliver? How many emails you send?
100.
So what is the percentage?
100%.
Of course, because when we have the word rate, has to be in percentage. So the delivery rate is 100%. Right? Now, let's imagine that 50% of those 100 people actually click on the email. You know, because if you check your inbox, you have many emails. You don't click in all of them, because a lot of them are spam, or a lot of them are for people that you don't want to reply to, or businesses that you don't care. So let's imagine that 50 out of 100 people open your email. So what is the opening rate, guys?
50%.
50%, isn't it? Awesome. That is a good opening rate, I believe. In a country like Australia, it's a good opening rate. Now, question. If you want the opening rate to be better, higher, what do you need to do in that email? Think. If you want to improve the opening rate, what would you do? All right, let's go back to interview question. You are applying for a job, and I am asking you, all right, you will be working with our customers, you will be working with our marketing. How would you improve the opening rate of our emails? What would be your answer?
I will offer some discount or some discount. I think so.
No, because people haven't opened the email yet, Aileen.
But in the you know, okay, sorry, I don't remember the word. The subject. In the subject, I will.
That's it. That's it, Aileen. That's good. That's good thinking. Well done. So if somebody asks you, how would you improve the opening rate so more people get tempted to actually click on it? By improving the subject. You know, the subject of the email is an art. Like some people is so good in making that subject so attractive that people feel like they should open it. It's called micro storytelling, guys, which is something that I really want you guys to study in the future as well. Micro storytelling, which is how to say a short story in 2-3 words. Oof, it's so powerful, man. Like people that can do this, they are really, really good at marketing. Because, all right, so that's a good answer. Thank you, Ellen. All right, now imagine that, all right, 20% of people out of that 100 people that receive the email, 20% of people actually click on one of the promotions that are in that email, which is called the CTA, call to action. I'm going to explain that later. You don't get to know everything today. All right, but let's imagine that 20% of people in your database click it. Oh, guys, the message in the chat is not 205, it's 20%, my bad. Right. Have a look again. 20% of people in your database clicked on your CTA. What is a CTA, guys? Anybody can give me an example of a CTA?
Like when they say like, you have 40% and you click there, and then it's a link that takes you to the website, and then you can apply that to the promotion to the actual page.
Yes. So if it says 40% off buy now, CTA. Good example. Give me another example of a CTA.
Even when you send the mail of the Zoom call and it says join meeting, that's a CTA.
Yes, that's another CTA. Give me another example of a CTA.
Let me check my mail.
Or anyone. I'm not asking just to Andre, anyone. Another example of a CTA, download now. You know, like there is a little booklet or PDF that is offering information, and you say, I'm going to open this because I want to learn about it. And you say, all right, I'm going to open. And then they say it's download now, isn't it? And you download it. That is a CTA. So CTA is called call to action. It's like they are telling you the business to do something. Right? So now that you understand what a CTA, but the best CTA, of course, is buy now, isn't it? That's the best one. But let's imagine that 20% of people in your database click on the CTA. Obviously, they received the email, which was the delivery rate. Obviously, they open the email, which is the opening rate. Now they click on the CTA. So what is And this is the most important thing, guys, that you're going to learn today. This is going to make you a marketing guy, like you know about marketing, if you remember this particular piece, because when you talk about the conversion rate, people will give you that job, seriously. So what is the conversion rate? If 20% of people in your database of 100 click on the CTA, what is the conversion rate? Fabian, what do you think? Fab? What do you think, Fabi?
Sorry, what's the numbers?
That's what I mean, buddy. You know, I told you, most important thing that you will learn today. Most important thing, you need to stop doing what you're doing if something like that is happening, all right? We are learning about the core of today's class. So the question is, if you have 20% of people clicking on the CTA, what is the conversion rate? If you have 20 people,
20%.
20%, all right? That is what is telling you what is the interest of people in your business. You got it? Is not the opening rate, is not the delivery rate, is the conversion rate. That is what you need to report to your manager. You need to report to your manager. Look, our campaign is so successful because 20% of people clicked in our CTA, which means that they have now a different qualification in our marketing funnel. Now they are interested in buying. They are not just interested in, no, they want to buy. All right, so that is the most important thing. Please don't forget it. If you do marketing in 2022, you have to use email. If you don't use email, that's quite, I don't understand why not. Like that's how you interact with your customers as well. Social media, but social media is more to develop the relationship. I want you guys to understand this. You don't sell in social media. You know, when you have people in social media selling things to you, you get bored with the content because it's all about sales, 20% off, buy these shoes, buy this shirt, your friends, your family selling things online in social media. It's not good because that is not the channel. That is the channel to talk, to get to know each other differently. The website with e-commerce, that is the channel. The email will get people to that website, Andrea was saying, isn't it? Which is correct. So that is what gives us a representation of how successful the campaign is. The conversion rate. Don't forget about it. So we have learned in this second part of the class, what is the difference between delivery rate, opening rate, and conversion rate. What is the most important rate? Conversion rate. That is the one that can tell you how many people will buy your product. And then you can prepare your stock. You can ask, you know, your suppliers to send you more items, more stock. Because now you know that 20% of people is truly interested in buying from you. It's the only way to get to know that nowadays. All right. Is that clear? Any question about it? Super important. And remember this because it's going to be part of the assessment when we talk about it. Hey, tell me what is the conversion rate? Oh, yes, Santi. Conversion rate is, you know, people that is clicking on the CTA. What is the CTA? I will ask. Oh, call to action, like download the brochure, buy now, watch this video, go to Zoom. Done. I know that you know. Next person. You know, if I get someone answering me like this, I don't need to ask anything else. All right, cool. Now let's move to the next element. Now we need to review data and assess the capability of the business to respond to demand. So I'm going to add that to the chart. All right, so what is data? Data is information that we can first retrieve, second, store, third, analyze, fourth, report. That is what data is, all right? So data is information that you can, one, retrieve, second, store, third, analyze, fourth, report on. Data management is so important in marketing. It wasn't important 10 years ago. But today, data is the next, or is the currency. I'm going to tell you something, guys, and let me share this with you. By the way, anybody knows who is this guy? No one knows who is this guy, my friend here?
No.
Fabi? No idea? All right.
I don't remember his name.
All right, guys, this is someone that I want you to follow because he is my teacher, my trainer, my master, my inspiration, call it as you want, all right? This guy is called Gary Vee, right? Search follow Gary Vee in Instagram, in social media, in Facebook, whatever, in YouTube, because you will learn. This guy is like 1,000 times better than me. I believe I am a good teacher. Seriously, I believe. I love teaching. I have been practicing this art for 20 years. I love teaching and I believe I am a good teacher. But this guy, I believe, is 1,000 times better than me. So it may help you to learn as well after the class. So follow Gary Vee. He is everything to me. All right. And it is good that I'm telling you what is my teacher as well, isn't it? Because that allows you to find out more about me as well. All right. So this company here, let me just try to find it. What is it? All right. Is this clip? All right. This company here is called Clariden Global. This company that develops these programs is a company in Singapore. I work a lot with companies in Singapore. And yeah, as you can see, this is me, all right? Working in a conference as a speaker, you know, featured speaker. And I do this for this kind of companies like regularly. That is part of the work I do. Global speakers for a conference. And this is me, all right? That sort of things. Now, the reason this company can have all these people and can invite thousands of people to the conferences is because they have a database of probably millions of people in Asia Pacific. They have database of people in Australia, New Zealand, China, Singapore, Vietnam, and they send emails to all these people and they charge 2,500 for you to go to that conference. 2,500. So they make a lot of money in one day, like, oof. But they have the database. Whereas my business, School of Digital, I don't have a database. I have probably 40, 50 people in my database. You know, but they have probably millions, so they sell a lot. So I just want you to understand, for a company to become that big, you need to have a very, very powerful, well-structured and clean database. So marketing is related to database management. You need to be good at Excel. You need to be good at Excel, seriously, because Excel is a really good tool for you to understand how a database works. All right, but for you to get data, step number 1 in the chat, have a look, retrieve data. How you retrieve data? How your consumers are reacting to your offerings. So if you have data like 20% of people is actually opening the CTA, all right, that's data. Or if you have data like majority of our customers are women, 70% are women, 30% are men. All right, now you have data. Or if you have data like people, my customers and consumers, they expend $20 in every transaction, $20 average in every transaction. All right, information. So you retrieve data from systems, from social media, from analysis that you do in terms of how your consumers behave. All right, cool. And you put that data in a database system like Excel. That is the first thing. The second component of it is you need to store the data. What does it mean? It means that you need to be able to record it in a hard disk drive or in the cloud. Yeah, you guys know what the cloud is, you know what a hard disk is you need for compliance, especially in some countries, you as a business, you need to record your data and your transactions and so on. So you need to record it. Second point. Third point, once that is recorded, save it, you need to analyze it. You need to find out how structured that data is or how unstructured that data is. And finally, you need to report on that data so your business managers, your marketing managers can make decisions based on data. Now, the decisions, guys, are based on data plus experience. You know, please pay attention to this. You cannot make a decision based on data 100%. You shouldn't, because you are human. You also need to give your perspective about it. You need to understand what is the context. Because machines, computers, systems, they don't understand the context. The context is so important. Let me show you one image that talks about this. Let me see if I find it. One second. All right. Let me share this screen with you. Please have a look at this screenshot, guys. What is it? If you see this animal from distance, you may think that it's a tiger, isn't it? But it's not a tiger, it's a dog. The context is what is important, so we understand that this is not a tiger. It is a dog because of the context. which is this particular gate or fence. The shadows of these bars are creating this data, this information. Without the context, we will get to the wrong conclusion saying that this is a tiger. So a system, artificial intelligence, will think this is a tiger. You need a human to understand, no, that's not a tiger, there is a context. That is so important to understand. And that's why you cannot rely on systems for you to make decisions, not 100%. So guys, I'm going to tell you something super important today as well. When you have two things, when you have knowledge, information, data, plus, when you have a look at the chat, when you have information from data and you have personal experience, you have experience, so you can understand the context. As a result of these two things together, you get something that will make you a very successful business person. And the result of these two things is called insight, one of the most important business words that you will ever learn. When you have an insight, you can use that insight to develop a new business, to make money, to grow the business, to go to a new market, to get a proposal and to get it approved. It's so powerful, guys. Data by itself means nothing. I showed you the tiger, means nothing. Knowledge by itself means nothing because you don't have a context that could be represented in data. So you need the two things. You need to have information and you need to have experience. And once you have these two together, you get as a result an insight. And that's why seniorship is important in marketing. That's why experience is important in marketing, because this is what will allow you to develop insights. Insights is gold. Have you been in a meeting and somebody says, all right, this is what we need to do, and that's it? A leader. Leaders make decisions. You understand that? Yeah? Leaders make decisions and they take a risk in making that decision, because if the decision is the wrong one, the next time the group of people, the team, the tribe will not allow the leader to make another decision. That's what happened in politics. You know, like you have a term, and if you don't do right, you are not re-elected. But if you do good, you are re-elected. In a normal democracy, I know that there are some countries that do dictatorships, that's different. But leadership is about making decisions. Why a leader can make a decision? Because leaders receive insights. And what is an insight is information from data from other people, other agencies that they have, other teams, and information from themselves, which is the experience they have from years and years and years of working in that field. As a result of those two things together, information from data, listen up, and the second one, personal knowledge about a topic, you become a monster that develops insights, that creates insights, and that is where the money is. That is why these leaders, they don't charge $50,000, $70,000 per year. They charge $800,000, $900,000 per year. In Australia, a CEO, what is a CEO, guys? Anybody knows what CEO stands for?
Chief Executive Officer.
Correct, well done. So that is the top director in a company. It's not the owner, it's not the founder, it's the top director, all right? The top director of a company makes in Australia $500,000, $800,000, $900,000. The CEO of a company like Telstra or Optus, $2 million. Understand what I mean? Imagine you making $2 million per year. That's good payment. But guys, for someone to get to that point, you need to have someone that has a lot of information from data and have a lot of experience from his or her personal life and business experiences. And only then that individual can develop insights. Insight is what will take a company to explore a new market or to develop a new product. Insight is what is taking a company to explore a new market or to develop a new product. That is it. This is what you learn in an MBA. Do you guys know what is an MBA? A Master in Business Administration, MBA. An MBA will give you the skills and knowledge to develop a new product or to explore a new market. That is a strategy. That is marketing strategy. Marketing strategy is, should I go to China or should I stay here in Australia? If I take this business to China, School of Digital, I will be killed by the business environment. I cannot survive China. For me to survive China, I need to have operations that can serve that huge market. I will die in 2 days in China with this business. But in Australia, no problem, because Australia is 25 million people. How many people in China, guys? How many people live in China? 1.4 billion people. So for a company to compete in China, oh my goodness. And that's why I laughed when somebody told me, oh, I'm going to compete in China. I'm like, you crazy? Are you nuts? Try Indonesia first. Indonesia, you know, 3-4 hours from Australia, depending where you are in Australia. You know how many people in Indonesia, mate? Such a small country, little island, 150 million. That's a big market. Try Indonesia first. If Indonesia works, probably then go to USA, 350 million people. You know how long it took Apple computers to go to China? Whew, 20 years. So I just want you to understand that people that work at that top level when they have insights is only to develop new products or to explore new market opportunities. That's it. Don't forget about that. That is the top level in business, making decisions. Should I go to China? Should I stay in Australia? Should I stay with this product that I have today? Should I develop a new one? For example, I'm going to give you something that happened here in Australia for real. I was working for a company that is called Kenworth, Australia. All right, Kenworth. It's a company that produces heavy-duty trucks. So have a look at this. I worked for this company for 7 years. All right, developing the marketing for them. I developed this website by myself. I did all of this. And this company, when I was working for them, they were the #1 in the market, #1. But they didn't decide to change the product. The product is the same as it was 20 years ago. There is no evolution in the product offering. So they didn't change the product. The decision was to keep the product as it is. Whereas another company, which is Volvo Trucks Australia, this company started developing the truck of the future with electric engines, innovation, and safety. 2 years ago, this company that was the #2 now is the #1. Now this company, Volvo, not Kenworth, is selling more trucks of that category in Australia. So the decisions that are made at that level in terms of consumer behavior are critical, because people right now, they don't want trucks like this. They are so expensive to run. You know how expensive is fuel nowadays? Have you noticed that, guys? Have you noticed how the petrol prices are going up? Have you noticed how the fuel prices are? It's crazy. So people don't want to have a car or a truck that just sucks and sucks and sucks fuel. No. And Volvo knew about that. And I knew about that. And I told this company, Kenworth, let's start investing in technologies that will make our trucks more efficient. And they were like, no, Santi, we don't do that. You know, we working on, all right. Volvo say, yeah, let's do that. You know, and they develop a truck that consumes 30% less fuel. The ergonomics of the truck, the engine of the trucks is less powerful, yes, but it consumes less fuel. And now people is buying Volvo because that is how they can make money, by saving money on fuel. Just to give an example how important a strategy is. It could be the end of a business, or it could be the future of a business. All right, 11:15, second break of the day. So 10 minutes, and then we return, guys. We do the last part of that PDF that I sent you. And with that, we finish this class. We have this class as well next week. But next week is just to do the assessment. The knowledge, you got today. So next week is not knowledge, it's not theory. It's not me talking. It's we doing the assessment. You understand that, all right? Cool. So let's go for a break, and now we can come back in 10 minutes. Thank you. You guys, anytime that you can, please return to the class. We're starting now. Thank you, Andrea. All right, so now the last part of the class today, the last element in that PDF is recommend marketing focus. And I'm going to give you the recommendation now. This is not, listen up, this is not about you asking the consumer, what is that you want me to develop? That's not the point. That is actually the wrong approach. You should not, I'm going to repeat this. You should not ask your consumer, what is that I should produce for you? Bad idea. You need to find out without asking. That is the art. That is what we should do. I'm going to give you a very, very silly example. Silly, but probably it will help you. If I say, or I ask my wife, this is silly, but who cares? If I ask my wife, all right, what do you want to eat tonight? Usually it doesn't work. It doesn't work because she goes like, I don't know. It could be this, it could be that. At the end of the day, you know, it takes her a little bit of time to decide what is that she wants to eat. Whereas if I go and say, hey, I feel like having pizza tonight. Would you like some? Boom. Yeah, that would be great. You know, that's how it is. You know, it's not like you shouldn't go to the market and ask the market, your consumers and customers, hey, what do you want me to produce? So I go back to my factory and I produce it. No, no. We were told this, I know, 10, 20 years ago when we first started doing marketing, but that is the wrong approach. That is the wrong approach. The first person who challenged that idea is someone that is called Henry Ford. Anybody knows who is Henry Ford? Andrea, who is Henry Ford?
The founder of Ford.
He was the founder of the most important company in America and in the world for many, many years, Ford Automotive. All right, yes, he developed the production line. It was the first production line in the planet, which is how factories work nowadays. One day someone asked Henry Ford, hey, Henry, why you didn't ask consumers what they want you to produce? And Henry Ford said, because if I ask them, they will reply, I want more horses to push my career, to push my car. You know, in the past, it was the horses pushing a car. So if you know what car I mean, you know, with the four wheels, like in the old days, not engines and stuff like that. So it was just horses, two horses pushing a car, a wood car, a carriage. Now, if Henry Ford asked them, hey, how can I make this better? Consumers would say, oh, instead of two horses, I want four horses. And then Henry Ford will be developing the carriage to push or to be pulled by four horses. No, he didn't ask. He observed, and then he developed and he presented. That is what I want you guys to understand. Don't ask the customer what is that you want, because the answer will not allow you to be innovative. Please get this right. Why? Because customers, they have experiences about your products and similar products. They will just give you a tweak to your previous product. and that will not allow you to be competitive. Guys, Steve Jobs, who knows who is Steve Jobs? Andrea,
I
you
think
know.
yes.
Steve Jobs was launching the iPhone back in 2006, 2005, the first iPhone. Who remembers what was the previous very well-known iPhone in the market? Just before the first iPhone was launched.
iPod?
What is that?
iPods?
No, not iPhone, Apple phones. What was the other company that was selling really good phones at that time? That majority of people with money, executives, were using?
Blueberry?
Yes, yes. So Steve Jobs didn't went to the market asking people like you and me, hey, what do you want me to produce? Because you know what people will be telling Steve Jobs? Oh, we want a phone with big buttons. And then Steve Jobs will be doing phones with big buttons. No, he didn't ask. He presented a phone without buttons. First one, because all the phones before the iPhone were using push buttons. The Nokias and everybody else, the Blueberries, the Blackberries, all of them. All right, so that's why I'm telling you guys, don't ask the customer what is that they want. You observe them, you find out how they will be consuming in the future, and then you produce a prototype, you present the prototype, and you find out if people like it or not. That's how it is done. So that is the marketing focus. That is the recommendation. The recommendation is, yes, we need to observe the consumer behavior, but we shouldn't ask. Never ask the customer, what is that you want me to produce? Because if you listen to the customer, you will lose the market that you have. Your competitor will produce something that is more innovative. He will eat your lunch and you will be out of the market. That is what you need to remember from this class as well. So it's 11:50 p.m. I have finalized with the program in terms of the content. What I want you to do until next Friday is remember to follow Gary Vaynerchuk. All right. I told you how important it is in terms of what we do in marketing, because this guy is a star. He's one of the best in the industry. Right? So remember to follow Gary V. Second thing that you need to do during the break, try to find out, try to organize, try to develop a YouTube channel. Try how it goes. It's important that you do this. It's important. If you want to be competitive in the future, you will be working for someone or you will be organizing videos to win YouTube. That is just not negotiable. Like a company that doesn't have a YouTube channel is a company that doesn't understand the marketing nowadays. All good companies, they have YouTube channels, all of them. A good university have a good channel. A good fashion brand have a good channel. BMW, they have a YouTube channel. School of Digital, we have a YouTube channel. We need to have YouTube channels so we can present our content, our ideas to the market. And you know what the market do? In the comments area, have you seen that YouTube have comments? You can add comments to the videos. In the comments area, people write, oh, I like it. I want to have that. Or people say, that is horrible. I don't like it. Whatever is the comment, that is the source of information. That is what you use. You don't need to do market research anymore. Of course, if you have business to customer, probably it's going to be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. If you do business to government, business to business, it's LinkedIn. And that's why by next week as well, you have to look at your LinkedIn profile and you have to connect with your classmates and you have to connect with your trainer, in this case, Santivella. So please go to the chat. In the chat, there is one link to my LinkedIn channel. Keep that link, copy that link now, open that link in a browser window. And please, those of you who connect with me by Friday will have a competitive advantage against those of you who don't connect with me. And I'm going to tell you what is the competitive advantage. My students ask me questions in LinkedIn chat, and I reply to those questions in real time. Thank you for coming to the class. Thank you for the participation. Thank you, Mao. Thank you, Saki. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you for having the camera on. That tells me lots about you. However, I understand that some of you guys don't have the camera on because you're working or because whatever is the reason, and I understand that as well. All right, so it's all good. Thank you for coming, Kate, as well. Thank you for turning on. I will see you Friday. All right, my email, probably you already have it, but if you want it, it will be in the chat one more time. Bye for now. See you Friday to do the assessment of this unit.
Thank you for having me. Have a good day.
Thank you.